Hello everyone, Kaoz here, and welcome to another old school Runescape video. I have another question for you guys, as it's starting to be a tradition with these rambly videos. Have you guys ever bought something and then you regretted it? Or, on the other hand, have you ever sold something and then you regretted that transaction later on? I'm pretty sure most of us have been on the same boat at some point or another, as we've either bought or sold something that then we regretted for one reason or another. As buyers and sellers remorse is actually a real thing, and that it's actually a confirmed thing that happens to people who either buy or sell stuff. But what about the other part of the buyers and the sellers remorse? What about instead of buying and selling something and then regretting it? What about not buying or not selling something and then you go like, I should have sold or I should have bought this because the price either goes up, it's non-existent anymore, or because the price goes down and there's literally no demand for it. Well, today I am going to tell you that story that happened to me in Runescape, and as also is tradition with these videos, I am going to use a topic related to Runescape that happened to me in terms of personal game experience, and I want to tell you guys like some life advice if you want to look at it that way. I am not claiming to be a life guru or anything like that, it's just that this video is going to be very similar to my I sold my account and I regretted it video, and it seems like a lot of people enjoyed it, so I want to make another one of these, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. If you do, we have a lot of content like this on the channel, so a subscription with notifications on would be really appreciated, as well as a like on this video to please the YouTube overlords and our mommy Susan. That sounded kind of cringe, but also remember that we have a Discord server that you can join by checking the link in the description. So, strap in, grab whatever you want to drink, a cup of coffee, like some popcorn, and I'm going to tell you guys the story of the time I could have bought a white party hat in RuneScape 2 for pennies on the dollar, but I decided not to do it, and that item to this day is worth 56 billion GP in RuneScape gold and worth about 4,000 US dollars. Now, before we start, obviously, buying or selling gold is illegal in RuneScape, you will be banned for it. I am not condoning it, I am not promoting this in any way or another, but this is just one thing that I want to tell you guys, and if you really enjoyed this video, make sure to let me know in the comments below. So, let's begin. But before I start, I have to say a huge thank you to, who is this, Taco Strong, who, found me, and I was right here, and I was about to record, and he was like, oh, am I in a video? Huge fan. And I was like, yeah, sure, go ahead and say whatever you want, so huge shout out to him. So first of all, what am I doing in Edgeville? This is one thing that I did in my previous video, where I stood in Catherby Bank, as I told you guys that it was the exact place that I was standing on, when I decided to quit RuneScape and sell my account. Well, this was exactly the place where I was at when I decided to do something kind of crazy looking at it back then in my RuneScape career. I was a noob with an untrimmed cooking cape. Now, I'm not shaming anyone, but I'm pretty sure it's kind of universally agreed that if you have an untrimmed cooking, untrimmed fletching, or an untrimmed fire-making cape, those are considered to be one of the noobiest capes to have untrimmed because, they are kind of easy to get, and if it's your only 99, maybe some elitist players, or elitist, is that how it's pronounced, are going to make fun of you, and yeah, I was one of those people. Now, instead of having an untrimmed cooking cape, I have an untrimmed runecrafting cape, because it is my favorite skill, and because it brings back memories of this decision that I took in the game, and I was like, okay, let's do it. What decision am I talking about? I was standing right here as I was walking around with my untrimmed cooking cape, now an Infernal Max cape. People were making fun of me, and I was standing right here looking at people runecraft through the abyss. And at that point, it was also universally known that capes such as Construction, Prayer, Crafting, Runecrafting, Slayer, all of those high-level skill capes were really, I guess, looked up to, or a lot of people wanted to get those 99s because they were either incredibly expensive and, gold back then was incredibly difficult to come by, as, the older methods didn't really give a lot of money, or because it was incredibly grindy. So, I was standing right here with level 54 runecrafting, and I was like, okay, if I want to untrim, or if I want to trim my cape, and if I want people not making fun of me anymore, I am going to trim my untrimmed cooking cape in the best way possible, and I am going to achieve level 99 runecrafting. So, how did I do this? I geared up, I went to the abyss, I grabbed my rune pouches, and knowing barely anything about runecrafting, I don't even remember how I got level 54, I set myself, or I guess I set the goal to get level 99 runecrafting. I grabbed everything, looked at a couple of videos, and then I started. This was the time in which we had the summoning skill. Why am I carrying my Tangleroot pet? It's because he is going to act as a Horned Grahak familiar. If you guys do not know what that is, back then in summoning, we had the Horned Grahak familiar, which actually teleported you to Karamja in the Grahak hunting spot. So he's going to help us out, and we are going to simulate a runecrafting trip that I'm also going to show you guys, and I'm going to talk about what kind of money you made back then. You see, back then the standard method to runecraft nature runes was that you would go to the Castlewards teleports, and of course you would bank all your essence, your nature runes, and once everything was ready in your inventory, you would use your little Grahak, and then you would teleport to Karamja. Let's just imagine that, we are going there, and as I make my way to Karamja, I also want to tell you guys about the amount of money and the amount of experience per hour I was getting. Both were insane, but they are insane in a different regard. The experience per hour when runecrafting nature runes was around 27,000 experience per hour. Nowadays, if you hear that, you laugh, you basically, that's something you will never do, but back then it was the method to make a shit ton of money back then in RuneScape 2. I'm talking about, you made around in between 2 and 3 million GP per hour, and honestly back then that money was out of this fucking planet, because two of the most impressive and two of the most profitable money-making methods in the game were both double nature runecrafting and frosted dragon bone farming. Of course, there could have potentially been some boss farmings if you got maybe some God Wars Dungeons items, which were really expensive, but these were two of the most profitable and consistent moneymakers per hour that did not rely on any RNG whatsoever. So what you would do is that you would travel with your Horned Grahak right around here, you would craft your nature runes, and you would run back to Castlewards to refill your rune essence. So this was basically rinse and repeat. Now, this was the time in which I also told you guys that I was playing under very unhealthy conditions, and by unhealthy, I mean that I was playing around 10 hours a day, barely eating. I didn't shower every 2 or 3 days. It was summer vacations, and instead of enjoying my summer, I was like, I want to get this out of the way because I really don't want people making fun of me in my nice little medieval game. So, what happened then? It came to a point where I got 91 runecrafting, and I was making an obscene amount of money with double nature runecrafting, and of course, it came to a point where I got level 99. Now, why is this important? Because at that point, I got 750,000 nature runes. From all of my grind, from all of the profit that I made, 750,000 nature runes was what I got from levels 54 to level 99 runecrafting. You guys are seeing a couple of pictures on screen of how much that would have been at that point, and also like a little video, or I guess I can also leave you guys a little video in the description of me showing you guys what I guess the process was when selling all of those nature runes. Now, that is just half of the story, or I guess a third of the story if you want to look at it that way. Why is it only a third of the story? When I got level 99 runecrafting and I had 750,000 nature runes, I came to one of the most important decisions that I also still regret to this day in RuneScape. What is that? When I got all of my nature runes, I stood right around here in the Grand Exchange. If you guys don't remember, this was exactly the place where people would buy and sell discontinued items, such as party hats, Halloween masks, Santa hats, half jugs of wines, you name it. I was standing right around here with my nature runes, and there was someone selling a white party hat. And I'm like, that would be really interesting. I wonder if someone is going to accept my 750,000 nature runes for a white party hat. So I traded one player, he offered the white party hat, and I put my 750,000 nature runes, not really expecting anything. I was like, I guess he's just going to laugh at me, say nothing, and, peace, just leave. I put up my nature runes and he accepts the trade. I'm like, oh shit. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to accept, but there's no way he's going to go through the second trade, right? We go to the second screen, and he accepts. And I'm like, okay, wait a second. I thought about this logically, and I am terrible with money. But if this guy is insta-selling his white party hat for 750,000 nature runes for the amount that you guys saw back then, I'm pretty sure they are going to keep crashing, and if I sell my nature runes, they are going to keep crashing. I'm going to have enough to, buy the white party hat, and I am going to be a happy person with both a white party hat and a rune crafting cape, which back then, obviously, either white or yellow party hats were the best ones to match up with your achievement. I deny the trade, and I said no to a white party hat in 2011. This, back then, seemed like a good choice, but right now, in RuneScape 3, that item is worth 56 billion GP. If, and I'm saying that, and just like I said in the intro, you guys don't do this, don't buy or sell gold. If you go to a gold selling website, you could see, or you can also see it in the screen right now, that amount of GP is around $4,000 to this day for a white party hat. Now, this hurts a little bit because I will be completely honest with you guys, if I had that white party hat in my account back then, I would not have sold my account. Because if I have a discontinued item, something that I know is going to be, super rare, I was going to be like, okay, then I'm going to keep it and I am not going to sell my account. But obviously that didn't happen. So what happened after I said no to the white party hats? They kept going up, they kept going up, and up, and up, and they never dropped in price. The day I saw that there was no point of return, I got, as nerdy as it sounds, again, I am not ashamed for it, I got anxiety attacks, panic attacks. Oh my god, I'm never gonna be able to buy it now. It's one of my favorite items for my rune crafting cape. Oh no, what am I gonna do? So it comes to a point where I could have bought something that right now is one of the most prestigious or sought after items in the entire game, maybe second to a blue party hat and a Christmas cracker. And I was one of the very few people who could have potentially had it, but I said no to it because I was like, you know what, I think it's gonna crash, I'm going to do this later on. And I decided to go buy Bandos, Dragon Full Helm, Saradomin Godsword, things that, crashed later on, and right now the party hat is at, 56 billion GP. I don't really know how much that is in old school RuneScape gold, if, in any case you want to, swap your gold, but now we come to the point where I tell you guys that reverse buyer's remorse is actually a real thing. If you guys made it to this point, make sure to leave me a comment below saying a white party hat. Also, you have to give me your story on when you regretted buying or selling something, or you regretted not buying or not selling something that later on was, maybe a mistake looking at it in hindsight. If you leave a comment, you will be entered to one of my famous bond giveaways, and I am going to give you guys, I'm going to enter you guys in a raffle as to win one bond, and the winner will be announced in the comments in 24 hours. So this is a lesson that I want to tell you guys. If you ever have a chance to buy something that is not going to ruin you financially, if you have the chance of buying something that you're not really going to risk anything big if you get it, both in a game and in real life, go for it. there's not going to be a better time for you to do it. And I guarantee you that if you don't get to buy it later on, it is obviously going to be a very bad feeling. I know I've personally gone through that. And that is one thing that I want to tell you guys. Please, if you ever want something, even if it sounds stupid like a white party hat in a video game, if it's not going to ruin you financially, go for it. If you make, I don't know, $50,000 a month, and if you want a white party hat in RuneScape, go ahead and buy as many bonds as you can to get those 56 billion GP, and buy the white party hat. It's really not that bad. Some people shame others for what things they buy, or what they sell, I guess. Even if it's a digital thing, you guys, it's your own, I guess they are your own pleasures, your own, I don't even know how to say them, like your own passions. And don't even think for a second that you are making a bad decision by buying something that you know for a fact you are going to enjoy. And obviously you guys keep that to yourselves and you are going to be very happy. Just the way I could have been if I had a white party hat in RuneScape 3. So that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this little message. Hopefully you enjoyed this little life lesson with Mr. Kaoz. And if you did, like I said, make sure to leave a comment below with the things I told you as well as your RuneScape name. And I will enter you guys in a raffle, to win that nice little bond. But that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and yeah, hopefully you guys have a great day, a great Wednesday if you guys are watching this on the release day, and I will see you on Friday for another sort of rambly video of another topic that I want to talk about that I'm pretty sure is going to be a little bit more controversial than this one. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you then. Peace.